Rebecca, I'm going to hop off.
All right. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, area seniors. It's Rebecca over at the Lebanon Senior Center, here to do our strength and mobility exercise workout. If you haven't already got some water bottles or some canned goods, could even be books, anything that's got a little weight to it, go ahead and grab those. You're going to want that little bit of extra weight for some exercises. If you're not ready for that, if you're just starting out, coming back to exercise after a time away or recovering from an injury, you can do all the motions we're going to do without a weight. That is perfectly fine and acceptable because we all start somewhere, right? And you just want to listen to your body, or maybe you want to learn the movements first to see what you're comfortable with before adding any weight. This can be a really good idea, especially if you're coming back to exercise after an injury. Feel free to just jump on in with us wherever you're at and whatever your ability is. And let's see here, we do have a couple of other things in mind. I'm not just holding this water here for the sake of it. This is my extra weight. You can certainly make sure you're hydrated before and after exercise as well. So I don't think I have any other thoughts on that process. So we are just going to get started and get warmed up. Sound good? All right, so here we go. So we're going to do some walking in place. You just pick those feet up off the ground. I'm sounding stompy today. And back in the senior center, I got a linoleum floor instead of my carpet at home. Yep, just walking along, just starting to get that body moving. I'm going to have to do some adapting today. I'm not used to these chairs. I got used to my chairs at home. I'm already thinking I got the table too close because I'm going to whack my knuckles on it. There we go. And no more windows to look out while I exercise. That's okay. At some point, hopefully we'll be doing these outside in the front lawn of the senior center. Get to see your smiling faces. That'll be great. Ooh, feeling pretty good? All right, I think we're feeling pretty warm. Hopefully you are too. I am going to go ahead and scoot to a different spot on my chair. There we go. I was all leaning back. All right, so let's just do a little bit of stretch to make sure those shoulders are warm. We're going to reach over and pull that elbow across. Stretching out those shoulders, getting them loose. All right, relax that one back down and across. Beautiful. And bring that shoulder back down. Doing really good. All right. And let's go ahead and just to make sure those legs are stretched out, just stretched out. My right leg in front of me. You need a little brace to make sure you don't roll out of the chair. Certainly use your left knee. I'm just going to stretch down that right leg. And if you can only get to your shin, it's okay. You're doing great. Maybe you can get to the ankle. Way to go. Maybe you can get all the way to those toes. Excellent. Good job. All right, and slowly take a deep breath in as you work your way back up. And of course, you brought two legs to class, you're going to stretch out the other leg. Once again, you can use the opposing knee for a little balance if you need to. We're going to slowly work our way down. Again, if you can only get to that knee, you're doing great. You can get all the way to your shin. That's awesome. You get all the way to those toes. Oh, you're really doing great. Excellent. Slowly working the way up. Nice deep breath. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to bring our hands up to our, about the height of our shoulders here. And we're just going to start reaching forward and bringing your arms back and warming up, making sure all those joints are nice and warm before we add any weight to them. Just want to make sure that we're warmed up and ready to go. For some of us, you might have just got out of bed. You don't want to shock the body into something it's not ready for. If you're feeling pretty good, you can certainly pause, reach over and grab your weights, or reach down and grab your weights. And I'm going to do one alternating arm. So one arm, then the other. Reaching forward, pulling back. And I like to remind you, don't reach so far that you lock your elbow or hyperextend it. Okay, it puts a lot of pressure on the joint. You want to go just about to the point where it's completely flexed. All the resistance is in your arms then, and then bring it back. Almost completely stretched out and back. Almost there and back. Keep the tension in the muscles. That's where we get our strength from. Really good. And move back to both. Keep that breathing happening. And you can come back to one and the other. Sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit. All right, mine are starting to feel the burden a little bit. All right, let's bring those back down. Good job. All right, we are going to bring our water bottles down to our side. So just hanging down off the chair a little bit. We're going to work our laterals here a little bit. We are going to lean over, stretch down, almost like you're picking that water bottle back up off the floor. And come back up. Other side, reaching down, coming back up. Down and back up. Sometimes I like to turn my water bottle the other way, almost to see if I can touch the ground with it. Almost, I'm getting there. And the other way. Almost. One of these days I'll get down there far enough. Or I'll just get a short enough chair, right? Is that cheating? Maybe that's cheating. And you don't want to rush it. It's not a race. Just make sure you give your body time to fully elongate those muscles. Do a nice reach. Making sure you're breathing, really oxygenating those muscles as you try to make them work. Excellent. Let's do one more on each side. Very good. All right. Gonna sit back up, have really good posture. If you keep your posture good, so you got your shoulders rolled back, sitting up when you can, it can really help. You'll be working your core and stability muscles while you're exercising other body parts as well. You're going to do a bicep curl. So we're going to do one arm at a time just to make sure we focus. So again, I've got my elbow bent slightly, so I'm kind of turning it sideways. So when I'm extending it out, I'm not going to where I'm hyperextending. I just want it kind of almost there, almost completely stretched out, and then I'm going to bring it up, almost stretched out, and bring it back. All right, I'm going to do it on my side. So at my side, bringing it up to my shoulder, relaxing back down. Not quite completely stretched out, bringing it back up. There you go. And just keep working. Think about that muscle. Think about how it's flexing, going nice and slow, resisting gravity, letting gravity add that weight. Doing great. You can even start to twist the bottle a little bit. So I rotate it forward and back and then come to sideways when I'm lifting it up. So rotating it sideways. And lets it keep it closer to my body. Lets me feel like I'm focusing on my tricep and the back of my arm a little bit more when I'm lowering it down and lifting it up. All right, let's go ahead and do 2 more on this side if you can do that. Remember, wherever doing more than you feel that you can do, you can always stop, take a break, all right? We're gonna switch to the other side. So I got my left, for me, it's my left arm. I'm down at my side, and I'm gonna start that curl. There you go, and curling. Starting to speed up. I gotta slow down, Rebecca. Slow down. Focus on that arm. All right, I'm gonna start twisting my wrist as I come up so I can really focus on squeezing that tricep. Squeezing it when it comes up, really squeezing it. And squeezing it. There you go. You want to sound very hulky about it, pretend you've got a lemon in your elbow. When you come up, you're squeezing it. You're trying to juice that lemon with your elbow. You're doing awesome. This is great. So glad you could join us today. All right, let's do 2 more. 1, 2. There you go. Relax the arm back down. Excellent. All right, we are going to come up to our knees here. And we are going to do some lifts with our toes. Coming up on our toes. Okay? Do about, 3 of them or so, just not really resisting anything. And then as you start to come up, I really want you to start squeezing that calf muscle as you come up. Just squeezing it when you get to the top of your toes and squeeze that calf muscle. Now, if you want to add even more resistance, so with your weight on your knees, I'm going to switch to one knee so I can really focus. Works better for me. I'm always afraid I'm going to pop the top of the water bottle off. I'm actually pushing down on the water bottle, creating some more resistance, pushing down on the knee and trying to lift those toes. And still squeezing that calf muscle when I get to the top. And it's pushing down on my leg the whole time, making it harder for my foot to get up off the floor. Actually working your arm and your leg at the same time, trying to create the resistance. Don't forget to squeeze that calf muscle, really squeeze it. All right, and we're going to set that back down. Switching over to the other leg. I guess we should warm it up first. It's been sitting there for a minute. So let's do a couple without the water bottle. Really start squeezing that muscle, that calf muscle, pumping away. And when you're ready, if you want to add that resistance, in your can of soup, your water bottle sitting flat on your knee, you're pushing down on it, lifting those toes anyway. Really get in there, squeeze that calf. Good job. Doing great. Next up, let's say 3 more. 1, 2, 3. There you go. All right. And let's go ahead and keep these legs wide apart. We're going to do something with our back here. I'm just nervous about this table just a little bit. All right, I've got some really nice posture. I'm really pulling my shoulders back. Your water bottles hanging down here, and we're going to lean forward and come back up. Almost like you're setting your water bottles down on the floor. You're picking them back up. Reach down, send back up. You can't get all the way down. You might be right here. That's okay. You don't really need to set them back down. Just kind of a visual person myself, so I like to picture something I might be trying to do. If I drop something on the kitchen floor and I've got to pick it back up again. Use a lot of our abdominal muscles for balance. But really stretching them down, really trying to get down there and sitting back up. All right, last one, and up. Whew, how's that feel? Pretty good? All right, go ahead and do some over the head presses here, some shoulder presses. Just have a nice stable spot on your feet. I come just a little bit more than shoulder width apart. For me, it's where I feel the most stable. Our bottles, your hands lifted, just your hands lifted. And we're gonna reach up overhead and bring them back down to shoulder height. Up overhead as high as you can reach, back down. Overhead, back down. Really should get some gentle music playing while we're doing this. We could be partying out here. Like all those late to bed people miss out on the fact they're missing workouts with us in the morning and the fun party we get to have as we work out together. Let's do one more, if you can. Good job, excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and put my water bottles down for the next one. This is a different seat than I'm used to, so we are gonna take a step to the side and cross our body the opposite direction. Bring it back in. I'm stepping out with my right, reaching over with my left the opposite direction. Just doing some cross body here. A little coordination, a little working muscle groups across the body. Make sure you're nice and stable in your chair. Hopefully you're not using a wheelie office chair. Keep it firm on the floor. You don't want to reach so far over that you do get off balance. You want to stay on balance. You should never be farther at the base than your leg can support, right? That's how falls happen. We get up over our balance point and we tip. let's do 2 more reaches on each side. 1, and 1, 2, and 2. Woo, good job. You get a little bit of aerobics while you're in there. All right, I'm gonna sit back on my chair just a little bit. I don't want to tip over for the next one. Okay, I'm moving my right leg out in front of me. I'm gonna lift it up off the floor. I'm gonna lower it toward the floor. I don't want to quite touch the floor. And I'm gonna lift it back up. It's kind of like kicking out, right? Tucking it up under you, kicking it back out. Not touching the floor while we do it. Tuck it up, kick it out. Really working this front of the quad by the knee. Good job. I have wonky ankles, so they tend to have a mind on their own and want to curl funny. And 3, 2, 1. That leg can land. All right, now we're switching over to the other leg. My physical therapist will have to be very happy with me. All right, curling up under myself, kicking it out, curling up, kicking it out, curling it up, pushing out. If you have resistance bands at home, there's kind of rubber, plastic looking exercise bands. This is a good one to do where you've got the loop under your foot. You hold on to the ends. You can create some extra resistance and really help work the muscle in your leg. If you don't have those bands, look, you can still do the exercise. Or maybe you have a fancy ankle weight. You can put that on your ankle and try to do these exercises. If you really want to get creative, you can get a sack of beans, some duct tape. Sorry, made myself laugh. Create your own ankle weight. Strap that onto your ankle. All right. 3, 2, 1. There you go. All right, so we have done, I'm trying to think of ones that we haven't done yet. All right, if you are able to get out of your chair, I love doing some standing squats off the base of the chair a little bit. One of the things that can be hard for people to do is to get up and down out of a chair. So the best thing to do is practice. Makes those muscles have to work. So what we're gonna do is to just practice starting to get up out of the chair. So today I'm gonna do it with my feet apart. You can do it with your feet together too. Today I'm gonna do it with my feet apart. I'm starting off with my feet kind of under my kneecaps. Excuse me. If you need to, you can use the base of the chair to help get you going, but the goal is to eventually not need the chair to get up out of the seating position. So when you're ready, try not to push off of your body, really just wanting your core and your legs and your back to do the work. If you need a little support at first, go ahead. This is what we're gonna try to do. When you're ready, we're just going to lean forward and push up off that floor. When you're sitting back down, you want to go slowly, making sure that chair is still there. It's one of the scariest things in the world is to go to sit down and hope the chair is still there. And we're gonna come up and we're gonna sit. We're gonna come up. See, I'm just kind of squatting here. I'm not quite, and sit. So pushing up, lowering back down. We're not even coming all the way up. Just working this part of the legs right here, stabilizing that core. Doing great. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. There you go. Excellent job, excellent job. We're coming up on the half-hour mark, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today. If you need a little bit of a cool down, take yourself for a little walk in place. You can certainly redo those beginning stretches that we just did. Take a couple of deep breaths. Just get yourself nice and recentered and be very proud of yourself for showing up and exercising this morning. Taking care of your body is a huge, huge bonus. It really will help you get through all of your days more efficiently and enable you and empower you to live your best life. So from us here at the Lebanon Senior Center, we hope everyone has a great day, great rest of the week. We love ya. Take care of you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.